2 Samuel chapter 7. After the king had been living in his palace a while, and Adonai had given him rest from all his surrounding enemies, the king said to Nathan the prophet, "Here I'm living in a cedar wood palace, but the ark of God is kept in a tent." Nathan said to the king, "Go do everything that's in your heart, for Adonai is with you." But that same night, the word of Adonai came to Nathan. "Go and tell my servant David that this is what Adonai says. You're going to build me a house to live in. Since the day I brought the people out of Israel, out of Egypt, until today, I never lived in a house. Rather, I traveled in a tent and a tabernacle. Everywhere I've traveled with the people of Israel. Did I ever speak a word of any of the tribes to Israel, whom I ordered to shepherd my people Israel, asking, 'Why haven't you built me a cedar wood house?' Therefore, say to my servant David, this is why Adonai tzva'ot says, I took from you sheepyards from following sheep to make you a chief over my people, over Israel. I have been with you wherever you went. I have destroyed all of your enemies ahead of you, and I am making your reputation great, like the reputation of the greatest people on earth. I will assign a place to my people, Israel. I will plant them there so that they can live in their own place without being disturbed anymore. The wicked will no longer oppress them, and they did at the beginning, and as they did from the time that I ordered judges to be over my people, Israel. Instead, I will give you rest from all of your enemies. Moreover, Adonai tells that Adonai will make you a house where your days will come to an end and you sleep with your ancestors. I will establish one of your descendants to succeed you, one of your own flesh and blood, and I will set up his rulership. He will build a house for my name, and I will establish his royal throne forever. I will be a father for him, and he will be a son for me. If he does something wrong, I will punish him with a rod and blows, just as everyone gets punished. Nevertheless, my grace will not leave him, as I took it away from Shaul, whom I removed from before you. Thus, your house, your kingdom, will be made secure forever before you. Your throne will be set up forever." Nathan told David all of these words and described the entire vision. Then David went out and sat before Adonai and said, "Who am I?" "Adonai, Elohim. And what is my family that has caused you to bring me this far? Yet in your own view, Adonai, Elohim, Even this was too small of a thing, so that you had even said that your servant David's dynasty will continue on this distant future. This is indeed a teaching for a man, Adonai, Elohim. What more can David say to you? For you know your servant intimately. Adonai, Elohim, it is for the sake of your word, in accordance with your own heart, that you have done all of this great and revealed it to your servant. Therefore, you are great, Adonai, God, for there is no one like you, and there is no God besides you. Everything we have heard confirms that. Who can compare with your people, with Israel? What other nation on earth did God set out and redeem and make into people for himself? You made yourself a reputation by doing for your land things that even for you are great and terrifying, for the sake of your people whom you redeemed for yourself from Egypt and from other nations and from their gods. You set apart your people for yourself as your people forever, and you, Adonai, became their God. So now, Adonai, God, establish forever the words you have spoken to your servant and his house. Do what you have promised. Make your name be magnified forever, so that it will be said, Adonai tzva'ot is God over Israel, and the dynasty of your servant David will be set apart in your presence. You, Adonai tzva'ot, God of Israel, have disclosed to your servant, I will build you a house. This is why your servant has the courage to pray this prayer to you. Now, Adonai, Elohim, you alone are God. Your words are the truth, and you have made this a wonderful promise to your servant. So may it please you to bless this family of your servant, and thereby cause it to continue forever in your presence. For you, Adonai, Elohim, have said it. May your servant's family be blessed forever by your blessings.